Hi, welcome back to my podcast, Cosmic Insight Astrology. This is Christina. I would like to talk about today the Gemini full moon, which is going to take place on December 7th. And I erected the chart for December 7th Eastern Standard Time at 11:08 p.m. So Miami, Florida, don't mind the house system, okay? All right, let's see what kind of aspect going to occur during that day. So, this is a full moon, and we were talking about that many times. When the full moon appears in the sky, that is when the sun and the moon opposing to each other. Opposition in astrology is a Saturnian aspect. It is a quite hard aspect, So full moon is always a completion. It's always an ending, signing of contract. It doesn't have to be a bitter ending, though, Sometimes we ending some kind of relationship, or we finishing a project, or finishing school, and then our life going to take a new path, a new we're gonna approach a new avenue. So listen, this is 16 degrees Gemini. That is the second decan. So see, if you are counting from here to Gemini, what is the other air sign, the second air sign from Gemini? That's Libra. So it has a Venusian aspect as well. So we have to also consider Venus over here because it's got a Venusian flavor. And because it's an opposition, it's also got a Saturnian flavor because opposition is a Saturnian energy. So it's delay, it's ending, it fears, anxiety as well. So look at that. Gemini rules the third house. It rules actually communication, youngsters, kids, reading, website, but definitely communication. And, it rules your neighborhood, it rules your younger siblings, short distance traveling. So the full moon, as I said, it's a completion. So look at that. The sun is shining in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is liberation, it's generosity, it's high education, it's spirituality. It's connected with the divine energy. And it's also, indicates some kind of justice because Jupiter is bringing in justice most of the time. But Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. And during this December full moon, Jupiter is in Pisces, 29 degrees, a karmic anaretic degree. And Jupiter also rules Pisces at nighttime. So it's also home over here. So it's really, really powerful. And it's went direct on November 23rd. So it is really powerful. The 29 degrees representing over here, like, okay, I'm still in my house. I feel really comfortable here, very powerful. I'm going to bring on whatever I couldn't in May. So most of you going to have some kind of opportunity over here. And, it's also very close to the anaretic degree because every single cardinal sign 0 degrees, the anaretic degree. So 28 degree Pisces and 2 degree Aries over here, it's karmic degree, definitely powerful. Okay. So Sagittarius is liberation, generosity, and it's talking about that freedom of traveling, globalization, export, import, for example. And, the full moon in Gemini, it could be like I'm ending a contract or I'm doing a completion signing of something with studying. Perhaps I did some kind of short term studying. It could be like an online study group. And, I'm finishing it. But because of this full moon is going to conjunct here with Mars, and Mars actually is in retrograde in Gemini, and Mars actually is like impulsive, courage, fiery energy, and the initiator, the warrior. in Gemini retrograde, it doesn't like to be here. It having some kind of tantrums like a toddler, then they cannot, they being forbidden to eat ice cream, or, you know, like think like that. So that is definitely an angry, frustrated feelings with this full moon, because moon is your tears, your emotions. Moon is mundane perspective representing the people. So because I'm doing this reading for the collective, that is definitely could be some kind of issue with anger, like people will feel frustrated because of, you know, Mars retrograde in Gemini. Gemini is communication, because of something was lied to us, or something is hidden from us and we can move forward. Or, you know, Gemini is communication, Mars retrograde over there, it could be like some kind of like that is about liberation, this full moon, because opposing the sun, which is the liberation over here. So it is like forbidden to talk about some kind of subject, right? And, you know, Mars over here could represent some kind of war as well. And, you know, I want to be liberated. I want to be free. I want to be free of wars, free of fighting. And actually, I remember Matisyahu one day song over here. And if you would like to listen, I might even going to put that in the comment section. Like, you know, when we have enough from fights and we want our children just to play and to be in peace, that kind of feelings coming up to me. That's why we are frustrated somehow. So yes, that could bring in tears and angers over here. The moon also, because ruled by Cancer, it is your home. It could indicate many of us going to have some kind of conflict with family members. And, you know, that is holiday season. It's supposed to be joyous. It's supposed to be beautiful. But, you know, obviously, there is, when a lot of people gathering together, not everybody going to have the same opinion or stand in the same religion, or you know, taking, you know, even in political stance. So it could have some kind of argument as well. And the full moon conjunct with Mars in Gemini could be some kind of respiratory illnesses. So definitely I feel some kind of new flu, new COVID, you know, like coming up for us right now. All right. And what else is happening here? And yes, because of it's an opposition, it's a Saturnian flavor, obviously it is a restriction. So it could be speaking will be restricted, because maybe we are going to lose our voice. Maybe we are forbidden to talk. Gemini representing social, well, it's representing internet. So it is like maybe on social media, you will be blocked somehow because of you said your truth, but it's not necessarily everybody else's truth, you know? And that's why you can get blocked. And look at this full moon. So it's in Libra Decan, so it has a Venusian flavor. And look at Venus. Venus is 27 degrees Sagittarius. 27 degrees Sagittarius is the galactic center. It's opening up a gate. It's significant. Venus is attraction. It's currency. It's money. It's tangible good. It's your food. So definitely this opposition, first of all, because it's representing food as well in Taurus, it could represent some kind of issue with food, because, you know, opposition has Saturnian flavor, Saturn is restriction, so we might not going to have available some kind of Christmas or Hanukkah food that we would like to have, you know, like it's out of stock somehow. So yes, it could represent that. But definitely the galactic center is beautiful. It's opening up a gate. Venus over there, it actually says, listen, it's worth to fight right now, because we going to have later on some kind of liberation, and the liberation is coming from our heart. It's coming from love, right? So it could represent a positive aspect, definitely, with Venus on galactic center. Okay, so what else can we say over here? So does it do anything as this new moon? Yeah, actually Juno is in Pisces, and it's in also 16 degrees, so it's going to square Juno in Pisces, all right? So, okay, Juno is loyalty. Pisces is loyal for the unprivileged, okay? But this full moon is squaring for it. So it could represent, because of we will have some kind of fear of war, fear of, if we can keep the peace. That's why we're not going to, either we won't feel like our family members or loved one are that loyal anymore, or we're not going to be that generous to the unprivileged. Because just remember, usually during holiday season, we are all really generous. We are giving to charities, we feel loved, and most of the time we are giving for the lonely. And that's what I do also with my children, doing caroling and baking food for the elderly, and going to the unprivileged families, and giving up Christmas presents. So you might feel a little bit threatened right now, or uncertain or doubtful, right, with this kind of anger and frustration and lying. And that's why you will be like, oh, you know what, I also going to need that money later on, so I'm not necessarily going to give as much as I could have, or as I did before. So that kind of Juno square could represent that. And like it's like 6 degrees, how many? Yes, 6 degrees away from Neptune square, exact square, but it's still a square with Neptune, right? So it is representing something like some kind of lies. And it's social media, and we're gonna be angry about that kind of situation, because Neptune is media itself, it's TV media itself. And then it could be something like we have been lied to, or it could be simple. Some of you are giving to charity, and you find out the money is not, or didn't go to the charity, somebody stole it, okay? So it could represent that as well. But definitely it does have some kind of completion. Definitely it has angry tears, it has frustration in it. But I do feel, because of, if you stay true to yourself, I do feel, even if you're going to be forbidden or blocked from a group, it was a necessary change in your life. And I feel if you stand up for your rights, if you're going to stay authentic and true to yourself, later on, it will definitely become better. And don't forget Venus on the galactic center. So it is a positive aspect here, and it has to get better, definitely. All right, guys. So this was a short Gemini full moon interpretation for you. Just, always try to co-create, and always try to focus on the positive. As above, so below. Every single planet has good and bad, bitter and sweet manifestation. So try to stay on the positive side, or if you can, just find the silver lining in it. And I'm going to talk to you soon, and I'm coming with the video of the new moon in December 23rd. Thank you so much for listening. Happy New Year. Bye.